Hello guys, welcome to the latest episode of Trains and Journeys, and welcome to episode 38 of Trains and Journeys, where today I'm driving, as per request. As well, I should also just point out, request from Cornish Train Spotter. I'm at London Victoria today, actually, driving from London Victoria to Gillingham with the 465 and a 466 on the rear. It's two 465s and a 466. So, I'll have to get rid of those pings just a minute. It'll be paused just for a second whilst I close down my Google Chrome. There we go. Right, so, today we're driving from London Victoria to Gillingham with the lovely networkers. I've driven the 365, that was really nice, but this one, it's now my first time driving it. Similar controls, I've tested it all out, so don't worry. The units before I introduce today's guest are 465932, 465909 and 466018. So those are our train units today. Joining me on the video today isn't actually someone who is on YouTube. He's one of mine and a few others that I know. He's our friend. His name is Dan, and he works for Southeastern. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Kieran. Hello.
So, Dan and me have been friends for... how long now? It's coming up to a year, I think. I don't think it's a year yet, though, is it? Maybe.
I can't remember the first time I met you.
It was actually on a Southeastern trip, I think. Yeah, I went on I think I went on a 395. We went all the way to Dover, I think, and then we went to get a KFC, and then I can't remember what happened from there. It's an interesting story. But anyway,
was you there then?
Yeah, we went to Dover on a 395. I think it was me, you.
Come on, my family and friends.
Maybe. I think it might have been, yeah.
Was it when JB was there and Sean?
Yeah, JB, Sean. I think it was just...
JB, Sean, you, and Nathan, wasn't it?
No, I don't think Nathan was there. Oh, hang on. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was it, yeah. Family and friends day.
Yes, that was when I came along. So anyway,
yes.
Dan worked for Southeastern. So what do you actually do, Dan? What's your role?
I am customer service assistant, gate line. So I just stand, look for a ticket, make sure everyone goes through the gates and has a ticket.
That's all right.
Safety, mainly.
Of course, yeah. No, I wouldn't imagine any.
It's not my main station, but I have worked at Victoria before.
Fair enough. And what's your main base? Where are you normally seen?
The Cross. Charing Cross.
Charing Cross. Okay, that's cool. So, we'll talk a lot about sort of Southeastern and maybe some other things to do with trains as well. But there's some interesting facts that Dan usually comes up with. So I thought it would be nice, because I know him and because I know he works for Southeastern and he's a railway employee and he's got the time to do this, which I do thank you for taking the time to be in the video. It might be nice just to have someone who shares a bit of insight about their railway network, because I don't know too much about it. I've been on it about 3 or 4 times now. I've done where have I been? I've been as far as Hastings. I've been as far as Hastings. I've been to Ashford. Been to Dover with you and a few others. Been to
Faversham we went, didn't we?
Faversham, Dover, and we went all the way back to London then, didn't we? So we did a circular, I think.
Because I had to go to work, I think I had to push off to work. So
yes, you had. Yeah, you came along. Came along with your uniform. I remember. I remember. So, how long have you been with Southeastern now, then, for Dan?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. And does that? Would you say every day is different in terms of like what happens in? Yeah.
Any job on a railway. You don't know. No 2 days are the same. You're not going to get the same passengers every day. You're not going to get the same people you work with every day. You work with different people every day. You work because everyone's on a different roster. Passengers. You can go there, and one day you might have 20 passengers. Another day you might have 4,000 passengers. You might have a good day where it's everything running clockwork. The next day, it might be all mucked up.
Yeah.
You just got to deal with it as it comes.
Definitely. No, I agree with that.
Every day is different.
That's cool.
You might get sworn at 1 minute. I've been abused. I've been assaulted. One day. Yeah. you get used to it.
Fair enough. I've just opened the doors, just allowing the virtual passengers to board the train. But yeah, it's yeah, I can imagine it's an interesting one. I've applied for the railway a few times, like with GWR. It's a tricky way. I can imagine it's a very tricky way to get in. But if you're ambitious enough and you work hard enough, I suppose it's possible, isn't it? If you're giving encouragement for it.
It's a hard job to get in. It's no easy task. You might get in first time, and that's great. It took me 4 years of applying for different railway companies before I actually got through to an interview. So there's so many stages to go through. It's not just like one stage and that's it, you're in. Putting the application in, that's just one stage of it. You've got online assessments, maths assessments, and then you've got one company they asked you to do like a call centre assessment.
Yeah. That'd be right on my street.
Yeah. Then you've got the assessment centre, where you've got a number of tests at the assessment centre. Then you've got the interview. Then you've got medical, and then you've got 2 to 3 weeks of training, depends on which role, and can be up to a year's training, depends on what role you're applying for. But you'll get there eventually. Just don't give up.
Yeah, that's good.
Going and going and going, and eventually you will get in. There's no doubt about it. If you're good enough and you keep trying,
you get in. It's just as simple as that, really.
I just take the failures. So all the times I failed to get in, I take back what they said. So don't give you too much feedback, but just think, oh, wait a minute, maybe I've done that wrong. Next time I could do something different. But once you've got in, it's a very, very, very good job to have.
I can imagine.
Good job. It's either you love it or hate it. So if you pass your probation, that'll be a job for life, as the saying goes at the railway. If you pass your probation, it'll be a job for life. If you don't pass your probation, then you're not right for the railways.
Okay, I like that encouragement. It's very good, very good. Right, we're about to depart. So whilst I'm moving, I'll leave it to Dan to read out today's service. So I'm going to start moving and departing now. So over to you with the service there, Dan.
Okay, so we're doing a London Victoria to Gillingham, and we're taking the route that goes via the Catford Loop, the known as Catford Loop. From Victoria as far as Bromley, there's 2 different routes the trains can take. They can go via the direct route, Beckenham Junction, or they can veer left and go via Denmark Hill and the Catford Loop, and that's the way we are going today.
Indeed.
So we are taking Denmark Hill as our first stop. And as this service gets to Denmark Hill about 10 to 4, we'll have maybe a lot of nurses, doctors, NHS staff coming from King's College Hospital. King's College Hospital?
So is that the nearest station to King's College Hospital, is it?
Yes, King's College Hospital. Sorry, I think they're all linked up. So yeah, King's College Hospital is at Denmark Hill. It's a minute or 2 walk away.
Okay.
So you get a lot of NHS staff. Then we go non-stop via the Catford Loop. We might get stuck behind the Thameslink because Thameslink always run late along that road, just because of the lateness and congestion coming through London. So we might get stuck there. But, then it's Bromley South, back onto the main line. Bromley South. Then St Mary's Cray. St Mary's Cray Zone 6, which is the last travel card zone. Swanley is Zone 9, so if you had a Zone 9 ability on your travel card or Oyster card, you can use it to Swanley. And then from Swanley onwards, there's no Oyster card, no TfL tickets allowed. Farningham Roads, just a small station. It's a guard dispatched from there, so the guard of the train would be dispatching from Farningham Road. Same with Longfield, Meopham and Soul Street. Then we're going to cross over the River Medway from Soul Street over the River Medway to Rochester. Rochester will come into the new Rochester station. It had to be moved further back to accommodate 12-car trains, so the old platform's still there, but it's no longer in use because they couldn't extend. They had to build a whole new station.
Wow.
Chatham is situated between 2 tunnels, so when we get to Chatham, you come out of one tunnel and you go into another. So it's a bit like Tunbridge Wells. It's situated between 2 tunnels. And then we cross over into Gillingham and finish there, where the train then goes. Well, I presume the train would then be taken out of service and taken to Gillingham Depot, which is just outside Gillingham on the up. Sorry, on the down.
Wow, your knowledge is very well. I wouldn't expect anything less, to be honest. But yeah, it's very good knowledge. Very glad I invited you onto the video now. Definitely. Yeah. So, in regard to what you were saying about sort of travel card zones, if you were talking to, let's say, someone who's like me, like I was saying to you earlier, I haven't really had massive experience on Southeastern's network. So if you're talking to some people who are probably watching us have never been on Southeastern's network, because it's not the most well-known network to spotters and to enthusiasts, it's good for a bit of travelling. There's a few stations on there which are good for like good variation of spotting. So places like, I don't know, Sevenoaks, Tunbridge, Hastings, Ashford International probably being the most known one. But yeah, what would you? Where are the boundaries for sort of travel cards on the network?
So for this line we're on now, depends on which validity you've got. St Mary Cray if you've got zone 1 to 6 validity, and Swanley if you've got 9 validity, zone 9 validity. So you can use Oyster card there, but you'd have to get off, tap out, and then continue with the ticket.
Oh yeah.
If you've got a basic 1 to 6 travel card, St Mary's Cray is the boundary for travel cards on that line we're doing now.
Okay.
On other routes, it's on the Dartford line, Dartford zone 8. So if you've got zone 8 validity, you can use it as far as Dartford. If not, it's all the stations before. So 3 routes. So you've got Barnhurst, you've got Crayford, and you've got Slade Green. They're all zone 6. So you can go to those 3 stations, but if you go to Dartford, you have to have zone 8 validity. You can take the loop trains, so you can go past Slade Green and go on the loop trains to like Crayford or to Barnhurst, and your zone 1 to 6 will be valid. So if you wanted to do that line and not go back on yourself, you can do it as part of the loop. There are trains that go round the loop.
Okay.
The Hayes line is completely within the zones.
What about the Southeastern main line? I was going to say, yeah, the main line.
Southeastern main line, you can use it as far as Knockholt. Knockholt, it's just past Orpington. It's a little village. You've got Chelsfield, a little village called Chelsfield, and then you've got a little village called Knockholt on the stopper, and that is the final station you can use a travel card. If you wanted to go further, if you wanted to go to Sevenoaks, you can buy a Knockholt to Sevenoaks ticket, and providing you have the travel card plus a Knockholt to Sevenoaks ticket on you, you are allowed to board the fast train. The train does not, with a travel card, season ticket or rover ticket, the train does not have to stop at the station for it to be valid as a split ticket. So for instance, if you went from London Charing Cross to Sevenoaks or Tunbridge, you can buy a ticket just from Knockholt to Sevenoaks and board the fast train that goes from London Bridge direct to Sevenoaks and Tunbridge. As long as you have the 2 tickets combined together, there's no issue there. You can do it. So rather than paying from the last station the train stops at, you don't have to do that. As long as you've got a travel card, season ticket, or rover ticket, you can split the ticket without stopping at the station.
See, that's useful because when not a lot of people remember that about the Oyster card validity. I'm guessing you get a lot of people who make mistakes with that.
Yeah, you can't use it. You can't do the split ticket with Oyster cards. And if you're going to Oyster cards are okay if you're just doing A to B and that's it. That's not great for that. Oyster cards are not great for travelling around London for the whole day, because you've got to remember to tap in, tap out, tap in, tap out, and you've got 90 minutes to complete a journey and so on before getting fined and etc. The best way to go around London, if you're going to go to different places, hop on, hop off, is buying a paper travel card. You can get a rail card discount, so if you've got a rail card, you get a rail card discount on the travel card. That's the best ticket to have, then you don't have to worry about tapping in, tapping out. And as I said, if you wanted to make an extension, say you got fed up with London and you wanted to go maybe just a couple of stops down the line out of zone to like Sevenoaks, all you have to do is buy that ticket from the boundary. There is a ticket called Boundary Zone 62. You can buy it at a ticket office. a boundary zone 6 to wherever you're going to, which will make it cheap. And again, you don't have to stop at the station. You can board the fast train. You can't do it with the Oyster card. I must make clear you cannot do that with Oyster cards. It has to be a paper travel card, season ticket, or rover ticket. And you can search that rule up. It's under National Rail Conditions of Travel 14.2.
Yes, I love that one.
Yes, 14.2 National Rail Conditions of Travel. Most staff are fully aware of it. You might get some that are not too familiar with it because it's quite an unknown rule, but especially on Southeastern you should be okay because we get season ticket holders that split it New Cross. They do New Cross to London because it works out £400 cheaper or thereabouts.
Wow, that's brilliant. So there's one section of track which I have had personal experience with, that 14.2 thing you mentioned, because the one that you mentioned there, I've had massive issues with it with cross country and going like towards Birmingham New Street from Cheltenham. That's a big one because you can split at Bromsgrove and it's a similar situation. We're now arriving into Denmark Hill as well, by the way, so that's our first station. And yeah, I've had massive issues with it with cross country. I mean, I've been thrown off a train because of it.
I've had similar experience at with that because I had a West Midday Ranger and I wanted to go on the cross country HSC just down to what's it called, Cheltenham Spa.
Oh yeah,
Cheltenham Spa, which is outside, and I only bought the ticket because I just bought the ticket from the last station the West Mids was rallied from, and to Cheltenham Spa. Going up there was fine, but coming back she was like, well, what's this? I was like 14.2. I split the ticket because I've got. She's like, oh right, okay, fair enough. Now I don't know if it's because I was Star that she just believed me, but it's always best if you do get questioned, you can go online. National Rail Conditions of Travel there. It is a legitimate move. 14.2.
So
14.2.
Here's one for you. I've just noticed this. I've just arrived at Denmark Hill. I don't think the entire train covers the platform, does it? If you've got like a long set, like you've got 10 coaches, it usually is only about 8 of them that fit.
Oh, do you know what? I can't remember how many coaches Denmark Hill is. I'm sure it's definitely 8.
It's alright, yeah, because the 466 didn't fit.
Yeah, so that would be a problem because you got SDO networkers. So there'd be a problem there.
Right, now departing Denmark Hill.
So Denmark Hill would have been, as I said, you've got King's College Hospital next door.
Oh, AWS thing. Hang on. Sorry.
Shared with Overground. It's a shared overground station, and it's monitors, dispatching by monitors. We're now going to go up onto the high level platform at Peckham Rye, and as we go through Peckham Rye, we'll cross over the southern line that goes down towards London Bridge, and the overground line that goes towards Surrey Quay, Queens Road, Peckham, that sort of way. So we're going to cross over Peckham, where we go through Nunhead, and then at Nunhead we veer right. The track divides again, it forks off. You've got the one that goes to the left at Nunhead that goes towards Lewisham, and we take the road to the right, which is the Catford Loop by Bellingham, Catford, Shortlands into Bromley.
It's only about 7 miles on this bit as well, then you go into Bromley, so it's pretty short journeys in between all stations really. In reality, it's not massive. It's a very big commuter section, isn't it? Because it serves I think
it takes more time because it stops everywhere.
Yeah.
If the train went non-stop from A to B, it would be quick, it would be lovely. But because the train stops, that's what takes it so long. It's not many miles. At London to Victoria to Gillingham, it's about 36 miles.
Yeah.
I would say 35, 36 miles. It's not a great amount of mileage if you're one for doing mileage, and it takes you just under an hour to do so. Just over an hour, to do so. So it's not great for mileage, that line, but
no,
do the route and whatever.
It's yeah. We just passed Peckham Rye, like you said, the high level. We've just gone through it.
Yeah, two levels at Peckham Rye. The high level, the low level. The low level served by Southern and London Overground.
Sorry, don't you mean GTR? You don't want Albie pecking at your head. See what I did there, Peck? Anyway, terrible joke, I know. But yeah, no, yeah, careful with the whole Southern Thames Link thing. You'll get Albie at you, like he always is.
I will correct myself just for Albie, for those who know Albie. At Peckham Rye, you've got the high level and you've got the low level. The low level is served by GTR Green, London Overground, and the high level is served by London Southeastern Railway and GTR White trains.
In other words, GTR Thames Link, yeah. Right, just passing Nunhead now, it looks like.
Yeah, and now we're going to veer off to the right. On the left-hand side, you'll see the line up towards Lewisham. That's the Dartford train that goes via the Bexley Heath line, goes to Lewisham. But as I said, we're going by Catford Loop. And they're going on the line, what's called the Catford Loop line.
Indeed, we've just gone to the right now. I went a bit too fast, so it was a bit of a bumpy ride for passengers. I am very sorry, passengers. You can find compensation online. I'm sure Dan's not very happy with me representing his company by taking passengers on a really horrible ride.
Well, I can't comment there. Our trains are lovely and smooth.
Oh, indeed. They are, actually. I do like them. The 375s are lovely. I really enjoy riding them. They're lovely.
Look, the Dash 9s. The Dash 9s, seats on the Dash 9s are not that great.
Yeah.
But they're not built. If you're going to be on a train, you're not going to be on it for long. The idea is it's a commuter. Commuters are going to spend maybe 40 minutes on a train, 50 minutes on the train, so it's not built for long distance journeys. So
yeah,
it's more about getting as many people on the train as possible. Obviously, that's not the case at the moment because of all the social distancing rules we've got in place at the moment.
What's this next station we're coming through then? We've just gone off to the right from the Catford Loop and we're now passing another station. It's Crofton Park.
Crofton Park, yeah. Crofton Park. Yeah, just a small station in South London, quite near Bromley.
Okay.
Quite near Bromley, Crofton Park. So it's not a million miles away from Bromley. It's that sort of area for anyone who doesn't know London.
Okay. Would you say Southeastern as a whole? Would you say that they're the company? Like, if we take away like TfL Rail, London Overground, and London Underground, would you say like National Rail top? Because I know London Overground technically is one, but still, would you say that that besides those TfL companies, Southeastern's the company that covers most of London, or would you say it's GTR? Because GTR might be GTR White.
Southeastern serve most of the most terminals in London. Southeastern serve Victoria, Bridge,
London Charing Cross, Blackfriars, and St Pancras. Oh yes, St Pancras, of course.
We serve 6 major London terminus in London, so we do cover quite a bit of London. So I'd say yes.
We just passed Catford as well, by the way. Sorry, I just wanted to say.
Yeah, so Catford. There's 2 stations in Catford. There's Catford and Catford Bridge. Now, you would have thought Catford Bridge would be the station that is actually a bridge that is up high. Well, it's not, it's the opposite way around. Catford Bridge is the low-level station, that's on the Hayes line, and Catford is the high-level station, which we are just about to go through.
Yeah, we just gone through it. Yeah, just about a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Catford high-level sort of thing, but Catford Bridge, which is the low-level platforms, they're down. They're literally a minute's walk away, and you cannot buy a ticket from Catford to Catford Bridge. There's no way. I think Jeff Marsh did do a video. You can do it on Oyster Card, just about. There's your time limit, but you cannot buy a ticket. There's no in the system. It won't let you do it.
Fair enough. just to point out, we've now just passed Bellingham. That's the next station we just passed as well.
Yeah, very close to Catford. Same sort of area. Nothing there. Not
Just a place.
It's a place. It has to be a place.
Exactly, a place of a train station.
Yeah.
Oh, we're now coming through another station now. This will be Beckenham Hill indeed, yes.
Then Shortlands, and then in Shortlands we're back onto the main line. So we join the main line again, the Chatham main line again. And Shortlands is very close to Bromley South. So as soon as we go through Beckenham Hill there, Ravensbourne, then Shortlands, and then into Bromley, and we stop at Bromley.
Indeed. Hey, is there much about Beckenham Hill? Like, is it near anywhere, or is it just another one of those places that doesn't have much? Yeah.
That area is not too familiar with that line. I've travelled on it, of course, but not sort of my area. We don't have trains going there. We don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more the more southeast side stuff rather than South London.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Bromley's got 4 platforms. There's 2 ups, 2 downs, 2 reliefs, and 2 fast lines.
Just passing Ravensbourne Park now. Oh, Ravensbourne, just on this one. Why did I say Park? I don't know. I thought I saw Park on the sign. Anyway, Ravensbourne is the station we just passed through.
Ravensbourne Park, I believe, is an underground station.
Yeah, that's probably where I got that from.
The Dilly line, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's where I got it from just then.
Might be Ravens Court.
Oh no, it's Ravens Court Park. Yeah, it is.
Park, and it's the district line, Richmond branch.
Yeah, we just passed Ravensbourne just then as well. So that was
not to be confused with stations of a similar name.
Indeed. Right, so now we're back onto the main line, as you said, Chatham main line now.
Yep. So we're going to go back onto Chatham main line, pass through Shortlands, and into Bromley South. Bromley South is there is no monitors to dispatch, and it's not a guard dispatch. It's platform staff using a baton flag procedure. So it's not many stations do it, but they use baton flag procedure at the station.
Okay. Yeah, so we just passed Shortlands now. So next stop in just a minute will be Bromley South.
It'll be Bromley. One of 2 stations in Bromley. The other station will be Bromley North,
which is a terminal station, isn't it? No, it's not terminal, is it? It's a junction station.
It's a branch line.
Yeah.
Of the main line. So it goes from Grove Park, Sandwich Park, and Bromley North.
How long does that journey normally take?
It's about 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes.
So it's a bit similar to that of Romford to Upminster.
Yeah. It's a 2-car 466. Yeah, just shuttles back and forth. You can, when there's engineering works, and there has been trains that have done the whole route, so you can get a crossover into the Grove Park and up to Bromley North, but they're very rare.
Fair enough. We have now just arrived into Bromley South. That's our next station. We're just pulling in now. And we are on time. We're about a minute early.
Which is pretty good for that line, because it's so congested. The Catford Loop is very congested, so if you was to clear that line, especially in peak time, we've got the peak time services always allow extra time for being late, because the congestion, there's nowhere to overtake. So if you get stuck behind a stopper, you have to stop all the way until Bromley with the stopper.
Fair enough. Right, so we've now. So here we are at Bromley South. The next station en route is St Mary Cray, I believe, isn't it? Yes.
It is. St Mary Cray, last station on Zone 6 travel cards. So you've got Zone 6 travel cards, St Mary Cray is the last station you can use.
Fair enough. So this is quite a big junction station, isn't it? Bromley South. It serves quite a lot of different services, doesn't it? It's on the Chatham main line going towards obviously where we've just come from. But what do any other? I know GTR White also call here, don't they?
Yeah, and that's about it. Just Southeastern GTR White.
Fair enough.
You've got services. Yeah, you've got services to Sevenoaks. You've got services to Victoria via the 2 routes, as we explained, and up towards the coast. So Ramsgate, Faversham, Ramsgate, they go further than what we're doing. So we're only going as far as Gillingham, but there are services that go past that from Bromley. They go past and go towards Sittingbourne, Faversham,
Hmm.
and that sort of way down to.
Right. We're now departing Bromley South. And the next station in about 3.8 miles is St Mary Cray. God, I love the sound of the 465s as well when they leave.
Not too far away from anything.
They're like one of the really good networker trains. Always are really enjoyable to listen to when they leave as well. Like,
there were 2 types. As many people know, there was such a rush to build them. They had to build 2 types. So you've got Meopham and you've got Brill. So 2 types of networker.
I think Brell might be the one I'm driving now, the 465-9s. Is that right? Or is it Meopham?
Oh God, put my knowledge to the test now. I think so.
I think it might be Brell because the 365s are also Brell, aren't they? So
my knowledge stopped it at that point.
Fair enough.
All I know is there were but there are slight differences when driving. Speaking to drivers, they said there are slight performance differences when you drive a Meopham to a Brill. But they can be attached. You can have Meopham and Brill together, coupled up together. No problems.
Fair enough. So you do a lot of. So if we step away from Southeastern, because you told me before you do a lot before lockdown. You did a lot of travelling, and you've been on every passenger line in the UK.
Indeed, yeah.
So if you were to select. So if you were to select person, we just passed another station. Where have we gone through? Bickley. Yeah, indeed. You've been on every passenger line in the UK. So, what would you say, in your experience, was the best passenger line and maybe the most boring passenger line you've travelled on?
A question I get asked quite a lot. What's the best line I've been on? In the UK, it's very hard to decide. It's very hard to decide because there are some nice routes out there. I don't think there's one that is my absolute favourite. There's many lines out there that I would go and do again. There's some lines that I'm not too keen on doing because they're just boring.
So if you were to like highlight any, so if you say some that you think you definitely do again, where would you say?
So like the Fort William Malay line.
Oh yeah,
really nice.
West Highlands, yeah, beautiful. I've been on that.
Line, yeah. The North Wales line.
Oh, North Wales coast to Holyhead.
Holyhead, you get the WAG, and the line down to Festinio. That's pretty nice. Going towards more north, we've got the Settle Carlisle line. That's really nice to do. The Settle Carlisle.
I've seen pictures on there. It looks amazing.
It's going over the Ribblehead Viaduct. It's very nice. Good to do on a clear day. Not so good to do on a rainy day. Some of the just my favourite routes. I love doing.
See, Settle Carlisle is one I've not done yet, which is one on my list to do. One that I really like is the Kyle line, going to Kyle of Calsham in Inverness.
Yes. I forgot about that one. Yes, I've done it. I want to do it again, and I was planning to do it again, but the lockdown come. But Couch. Yes, you can take if you wanted to. You could do like Kyle of Couch. Take a bus over to Skye. Then take the ferry from Skye to Malay and go back from Malay back to Glasgow.
How long would that take, would you say? That's got to be a long time.
Day, without stopping, you can do it. And there is a way that you can, if you wanted to, include the Jacobite. So you start in Glasgow, you do the 5:41 Caledonian Sleeper seated to Fort William, jump onto the Jacobite to Malay, take the ferry across to Skye, bus to Carlisle, train to Inverness, and then if you're lucky and it doesn't get subbed, it's a HST back to Glasgow.
Very
And
nice.
you get back to Glasgow about midnight, so it's a whole day.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah, I think I know. I think I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I remember when I did. I think the longest day I did in Scotland when I stayed there. Oh, hang on a minute. We're now arriving into St Mary Cray. So just pull in quickly. Just focus on that.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Nice and on time as well. Yeah, so when I was staying in Scotland, I stayed in Glasgow. This was in 2018, and I went to Wick. And I took the train at 7 in the morning, I think it was about 7:30 maybe, to Inverness. Took the 10:41 to Wick, had an hour in Wick, went back on the 1600, back to Inverness by about 8ish, and then caught the 2010 service from Inverness back to Glasgow.
Yeah.
The connection for that though is really, really tight, because like if you miss it, you are screwed.
It normally will wait, and the rail company will get you back to your destination. So as long as you've got a ticket, a valid ticket all the way through to Glasgow, be it a Rover or something, they have to either hold the last train or get you another route back to Glasgow. If
Fair
it's the last
enough.
train connecting, they'll have to get you back.
Right, we've just departed St Mary Cray, so that's next station is Swanley.
So now, we're now going into Kent, the deepest, darkest Kent.
Sounds scary. I did another service into Kent on this series pretty early on. I did a 395 from St Pancras to Faversham, which was that line though is really, really good. Like when you go into the tunnel and go straight over to Stratford, the mileage, the mile per hour that you go through on the 395 is insane.
The high speed is brilliant. The Medway route is a bit wasted because you don't do much high speed route. The best high speed route if you want to get a full advantage out of the 395 is the Ashford, London to Ashford. That's the best part.
Yeah, I can imagine.
48 minutes. Average time is 48 minutes, and it's 56 miles from London, so it's quite good mileage for the short amount of time.
Indeed.
But it is quite expensive. The reason they haven't got first class is because a whole train is a premium train, so every passenger pays 30% more. So that's why there's no first class on a 395, because everyone's paying 30% more than as it is.
Yeah, that's a good thought actually, isn't it?
That rule, the 14.2 rule, does not apply on that train because it's a premium service. There's travel cards are not permitted on that whatsoever. So you cannot do the 14.2 rule on that because
it's simply not valid.
It's simply not valid on that service.
Because what you could do, the interesting thought is that the travel card's valid at Stratford International DLR station, but it's not valid on the actual mainline station.
That's right, yeah.
That's what I thought.
It's separate stations. The DLR station and the high-speed station, they're separate.
Yeah. And the DLR station goes through your nearest station as well, doesn't it? Which is Woolwich Arsenal, isn't it?
Yep. It's the Woolwich Arsenal to Stratford International.
Fair enough, yeah.
It's quite quick, actually. It's quite quick. It's about 25 minutes journey time.
Yeah.
About 8 miles, I think it is. 7 miles, 8 miles.
And I also think that the DLR also serves the only airport not to be served by a mainline connection, which is City Airport. Or one of the only, anyway. Not to be served by a mainline, like train connection.
Yeah, City Airport's a very small airport, and it never used to have the DLR. The DLR is a recent addition to the airport. It used to be shuttle buses. There used to be shuttle buses going to like Canary Wharf and.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's usually for business as well, isn't it? A lot of business people use City Airport compared to like leisure travellers who use like Gatwick and Heathrow.
Yeah, leisure travellers would go Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted Airport,
Luton as well.
Yeah, much better for cheap flights. You would never get a cheap flight from from City Airport. The City Airport is purely, as you say, business. And the thing is, because City Airport's built on a river.
Yeah.
The runway's built on top of a river. So when you land, there's such a short space of time. You can only have small aircraft doing it. So
That's fair
it's
enough.
fun. I have flown from City before. It's fun, especially if you take off.
Yeah, definitely. You have flown from there, yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's ideal for me, but it's just not. It's convenient for me, and it's ideal, but it's just not the best airport to travel cheaply, for one, and to destinations that I want to go to.
Fair enough. We've just
It's a lot more
arrived
expensive.
and departed now, Swanley. So I've got to say, yeah, we departed Swanley now.
So now we're right into Kent now. Once we left Swanley, that's it.
We're
Farningham
pretty
Road,
much
Longfield,
Meopham. Yeah, fair enough. No, that's cool. There's when you're actually at Swanley, there's a line that goes off to the right, isn't there?
Yes, that's the line that goes down towards Orpington.
Orpington. Oh, okay.
And Sevenoaks. You can go to Sevenoaks, Bat and Ball, that sort of way.
What a funny station name. Bat and Ball. Why is it called? Do you have any idea why it's called that?
There was, I do, and I can't remember why it's called Bat and Ball. There was the station celebrated its birthday last year.
Okay.
Bat and Ball.
That's pretty. What a station name.
Yeah. Well, there are some unusual station names out there. I think that is one of our strangest on Southeastern network. That's one of the strangest stations.
Yeah, definitely. I think it also doesn't help that some of the places are actually towns as well. Like.
Yeah, well, Bat and Ball's really close to Sevenoaks. It's really, really close to Sevenoaks. It's literally one hill and you're in Sevenoaks. So
can you actually walk? Do you reckon you could walk between the two?
Yeah, oh yeah. If you like walking up hills, if you go from Bat and Ball, you've got to walk up the hill. You come out the station, you turn left, it's straight up the hill. So it's very close. Maybe take you about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. 10
okay.
Minutes. It's not far. But yeah, it's just a small station, Bat and Ball.
Right. Yeah, no, I was always questioning that for sure. We're now approaching Farningham Road, the next station. And we are just about on time into Farningham Road. Very good. So go back onto the subject of passenger lines and stuff with what I was saying to you. Actually, I'll ask you the question in a minute. We're just arriving into Farningham Road now. I'll just get the doors open and I'll ask you. Let's have a... Here we are. Only a small station, like you said. There's not much here. It's just 2 platforms. Right, so we're now arriving to Farningham Road. Right, are you still there, Dan?
I am, yes. Yeah.
Hello. Right, so yeah, the other question I had was, we were talking about the best lines. So what lines would you say you wouldn't do again that aren't that enjoyable?
And I was going to say a minute ago, Wick.
You didn't like Wick?
I enjoyed the line. I love the line. It was a lovely line to do, but it is so long. It's a 20 miles an hour speed limit most of the way, and you could drive quicker. it's quicker to drive in a car between Inverness and Wick than it is to take the train.
How long? How long would you say you know the difference, like in terms of how long it would take to get in by? Because by train it's like 4 hours or something, isn't it? And
4.5 hours or something, because it sits an hour there and comes back again.
yeah,
The same train sits there an hour, so they could get there.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a 158. It's a 158, and I think they're wasted on that line. It's such a dragging line for for a train like that to be doing.
And I like the line. It's a scenic route, but it's just so long.
I think
driving from Inverness to Wick takes you about 2 hours and 13 minutes. So it takes nearly an extra 2 hours just to go by train.
Yeah, I can imagine. Right, we're now departing Farningham Road. And the next station in about 2 miles is Longfield. I'll tell you a line I didn't like that much, and I think you might agree with me, because since you've done it, the West of England main line, Salisbury to Exeter, that drags like mad.
Yes, that drags, but at least it's a comfortable seat. At least you've got a comfortable seat. But that's another line that I'd rather miss if I can.
We were talking about it yesterday as well. No, I was talking about it to Kaya yesterday about it. Oh God, what are you saying?
Yeah. The problem I've got at the moment is my choice is now, if I go to Exeter, do I sit on an IET, which is rubbish, or do I drag out the line by Salisbury? So it's always a difficult choice for me now, if I go to the Devon or Cornwall.
Yeah, I can imagine. Pretty tricky choice.
Do I do an IET avoidance move, or do I go the long way?
So if you were to choose though, would you choose the 159 or would you choose the IET if you were doing it again? Like if let's say when lockdown's over and you plan a trip down south, would you take the IET or would you take the 159?
Good question. All depending on what I'm doing and how much time I have. So if I have the time, then I will go via Waterloo and slow line. Another advantage of doing that is I can board the 8:20, I think. The 8:20 in the mornings, you can board with the off-peak ticket from Waterloo, where you can't from Paddington. You'd have to wait till like 9:30, 10 o'clock before you can use the cheaper tickets. So, if I had the time and I wasn't in a rush, I would probably go via Southwestern to either Exeter or Bristol, and then work my way down from there.
It's a good way of going, isn't it? You could even go to Yeovil if you wanted to.
Yeah. But
we were talking about that. Me and
get there quickly, I'll suffer the IT.
Me and Johnny were talking about that the other day, actually. Johnny mentioned it in when we were talking on Discord. But why is there why does Southwestern Railway go to Yeovil Pen Mill? It's so like random and a little bit weird.
It's just like a station that is not far away from Junction.
You could walk between the two. I know Yeovil Pen Mill without Southwestern Railway there. I know Yeovil Pen Mill has a pretty bad service, but Yeovil Junction has a good service.
And they're not far apart.
Well, yeah, they're a bus ride away, aren't they? I think there's a bus between the two.
I've only done it by trains. I've only ever done it by train, the two stations.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Right, we're now arriving into Longfield, next station.
Yeah, these next couple of stations are just like people just get off there. Just there's nothing there. It's not like it's just commuters going home or parking up, cheap parking.
Yeah, I can imagine. Right, let's get the doors open. There we go. Next station will be Meopham once we leave here.
So these are stations now that will be guard operated. So there would be guard on the train, and he'll have to be right in the rear coach He has to be in the rear unit.
So effectively, if this was real, he would be in the 466. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Indeed.
That's a pretty cool fact, actually. So where does the guard actually go from? Is he on the train the whole time, or is it only from a certain point in the route?
Yeah, there's a guard on mainline trains. There's a guard on. There should be a guard on it for the whole journey. Now, if there's disruption, the train can go DOO to a station where there's no guards. So, for instance, on this line we've just done now, it can run DOO as far as Swanley. Swanley. Yeah, it can run DOO as far as Swanley, but after Swanley, it will need to have a guard. So if there's disruption and the guard's working an inbound train was running late, they could say to him, get off at St Mary's Cray, for instance, and join your train there. So
Okay.
it can run without it, but stations like Farningham Road, Longfield, Meopham, Soul Street, they have to have a guard to operate.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we operate DCO, driver, conductor, operated. So driver operates the doors to open them, and the guard closes the doors and RAs the train.
Okay. That's an interesting fact, 'cause I know some particular passenger routes do DOO. Like, I know that some are purely DOO, aren't they? Like, Overgrounders and TfL Railers as well. But
yeah, it's all depending on the train, really, the routes you're
And-
doing. Some stations are not suitable
Yeah.
to have cameras and stuff.
GTR White is another one, isn't it? So
Yeah, because 700s have cameras built onto the side of them, so that they're self-dispatch.
yeah, that's very, very easy. That's pretty good.
Self-dispatch, yeah.
Definitely a cool way of doing it. Is it the same with the 707s and the 717s then? Would they be the same?
The 707s have guards on them.
Oh, okay, so they have guards.
Because that's Southwestern. They have guards on every train. When they move to Southeastern, they will probably. Well, there will be. There's no doubt about it. There will be DOO. Whether it be cameras on the train itself or monitors like we've got at the moment, I'm not too sure what they'll use.
Fair enough.
But,
Speaking of, I was going to say, speaking of 707s,
yes.
Southeastern are getting them. It's been announced, isn't it? So
Yeah, 30 we're getting 30 sets, 30 units, 30 units.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do though, what they're going to cover, because that's kind of. Is it going to be Metro? Is it?
It has to be, because they haven't got no toilets. We can't run them on stuff that's more than an hour long.
So would they do like haze and things like that then?
Yeah. Hayes, Dartfords, Seven Oaks.
Okay.
At a push, they could do the semi-fast to Gravesend, which is, if I remember correctly, it's like 58 minutes journey time. So they can just about push it to Gravesend if they do the semi-fasts.
Fair enough. We've just arrived into Meopham as well. Sorry, yeah. Go on, what are you saying?
You won't be seeing them down like the coast. There'll be metro stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. So that'll free up the networkers though, won't it? So
yeah, I'm not too sure what they're gonna do. Yeah, there's all we know is at the moment that the 465, the 707s, we're gonna get 30 of them, and that's the only thing we know at the moment.
well, I reckon it'll just mean that at least some 465s will be able to be freed up to do other things, like maybe like Tunbridge Wells, like they have done, and then let the 375s have more capacity for longer routes. Maybe that would be my logical thinking with that.
Possibly, but who knows? Who knows?
Indeed, absolutely. I know they do Tunbridge Wells, don't they? The 465s. So
yes, but they can't operate 12 car networkers to Tunbridge Wells because there's no SDO on them. So Tunbridge Wells is only 10 car platform, so they can't run 12 cars of networkers to Tunbridge Wells because of the SDO issue.
okay.
So you can run 8 and 10. And you can run 12 car 375s, but you cannot run a 12 car networker to Tunbridge Wells.
Fair enough. We just departed Meopham. Next station is Soul Street. Oh, it's only around the corner as well, isn't it? It's not that far.
No, it's not far at all.
But, you know, I'll look forward to seeing them in a Southeastern livery. I can just picture them in that livery. It already, in my mind, would suit them.
Yeah, with all the situation going on at the moment, it's gonna. I don't know when we're gonna get them now. It's gonna be interesting when we get them. It might be 2 years. It might be a year. We don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're pretty similar to a 700. And Southeastern drivers were at certain depots were trained for the 700s when Thameslink used to interwork with us. GTR interwork with us, so some of our drivers still have some sort of knowledge on the 700s, and the 707s are not that much difference. The main difference is the seat is in the middle of the train and not at the side, so you're actually sitting in the middle of the track where you'll be used to sitting to the left a bit more.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, that would probably be the main thing the drivers will know is, and all the computers on it. They're full of computers.
I'll look forward to all of that. It's going to be an interesting couple of years when things start moving around again. But you know, not just with Southeastern, but with everyone. It'll be interesting to see what happens and all the announcements that get made in regard to traction and things. I mean, these networkers. What are your thoughts on them? Do you think they're good trains? Because I really do think they're quite nice.
Yeah, they're good trains. Not very good in wet weather because they're renowned for slipping. But yeah, they're pretty decent trains. They've been going for 30 years now, and they're still going strong.
30 years. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't realise they were that old. I didn't realise they were going that long.
Yeah, 80s, mid 80s, I think, mid to late 80s.
They're in pretty good condition for the age they are now.
Obviously, they've had a refurbishment. Now, the Dash 9s, they were the first ones to be upgraded to get the accessible loo, first class, and they were known to start as 465W. 465W, 465 wheeled it. Which is basically they're just adapted to PRM mods. But now with the PRM mods, the person will reduce mobility. As soon as those restrictions come in now, all trains have had to be done up to have an accessible toilet. Apart from 466s. Now 466s cannot run solo on Southeastern. They have to run as part of a set because they haven't got a disabled toilet. The only place now you'll see a solo working on a 466 is the Bromley North line, because of there's an issue with the monitors at Stonebridge Park, not Stonebridge Park, Sunbridge Park.
Sunbridge Park, yeah.
Sunbridge Park. There was an issue with the monitors there and dispatching safety with a 4-car train. So at the moment we can run a 2-car 466, but that's the only place now you'll find 466 running solo.
Fair enough. We have departed Seoul Street now. The next station is Rochester.
Yeah. So very soon we're gonna. You'll see Strood. You'll see Strood. And then Medway Valley line. We go over the Medway Valley line and then over the River Medway.
Should be lovely. And we cross over quite a nice bridge, don't we, going into Rochester? I think, don't we?
Cross over the Rochester Bridge, yes, which is very nice. It's still got the sign that says "Do not lean out the window" for when the old slam doors were there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, no, I remember that. I don't remember the slam door sets, but I remember going over. I'm sure I remember when I went. Oh no, I don't remember the sign there, but I remember when hearing about slam doors being on that route. I can imagine that was a bit of a nightmare at that time. Goodness me.
It's limited clearance. It's limited clearance. So as you go on the up line, it's all along it says "Do not lean out of the window," and you can get a view of the Rochester Castle. If you look on the right hand side, you get a view of the Rochester Castle.
Yeah.
We're coming to Rochester news station. As I was saying, it's a news station in Rochester.
It even says it on train sim here, Rochester brackets new. Yeah, so.
Yes. Rochester, we are going to pass the old Rochester station. So we will see what's left of the old Rochester station. But it was too close to the tunnel, and there was no space to put the extra platform they needed, that platform. So they had no choice but to build a new station 400 yards back of it.
Okay.
So the Rochester station we'll see is the new station that's got now 3 platforms.
It's a pretty cool way of doing things, especially if you wanted to upgrade things, like you were saying, upgrade the capacity, upgrade the length of the platform so it could, so it could hold more, accommodate more, which is good. A lot of GWR stations have done that because of the turbos coming into like Bristol. They've had to extend a lot of the platforms over there as well to accommodate like Portsmouth trains becoming 6-car, and to accommodate just turbos as a whole because of the way the carriages are. So,
Indeed, yes.
So it's a very similar situation over there.
Yeah, with Rochester. So Rochester is this grand spanking new station.
Yeah.
Bigger car park. It's much better than what it was. It was much better than what it was. And it's a bit more central to Rochester now. It's a tiny bit more central to Rochester. So if you go into the castle or something, you can just out the station and just cross the road.
Fair enough. Right, we're now approaching a 30-mile-per-hour mark as we approach, as we near Rochester.
There's also the road bridge that parallels with us across the River Medway. So they'll be parallel to the road crossing as well of the A2.
Okay. There we go. Decent speed limit now. So we're now on a 30-mile-per-hour mark as we are about 1.2 miles outside of Rochester now. The new Rochester, that is. I think from memory as well, because when was the new Rochester opened? How long ago was that? Do you know?
I'm not sure on that one.
Fair enough. Because I know the old one I think featured on Train Sim. Because when I drove the 395 to
2015, 5 years.
Okay, yeah. Because when I drove the 395 to Faversham on this game, I think we might have had the old Rochester in on that game because it was right next to a tunnel. So
that's right. Yeah, that's the old Rochester. Yes. So the Rochester's new station opened in 2015.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was actually quite dated because on the game that I did as well from London St Pancras to Faversham, Gravesend didn't have a platform 0 either.
No, there was no platform 3. It's platform 1, 2, and 3 at Rochester. Now it used to be just platform 1 and 2, and it used to be down a little side road, going towards Chatham from Rochester. So it used to be the Rochester station used to be more towards Chatham.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, no. That's fair. Right, we're now approaching Rochester now. Just so as we go over the bridge.
We're now in Medway.
Indeed. Oh god, this does look nice and new. I like this. To be fair, I have seen this station before. I just my memory serves very poorly with it because I've only been through Kent a few times. So
yeah, so that's this new station. It's like 5 years old.
Okay. And I think, speaking of like new stations, I think the newest station in the UK right now is Worcestershire Parkway, isn't it? That's the newest one that's opened.
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think you're right there.
Yeah, because that's that took forever to open as well, didn't it? Because it was delayed like back quite a lot. Because they were announcing it was going to open, and then it didn't open, and then they eventually opened it. But it took about a year. I think it was delayed by like maybe a year or 6 months, something like that, because they had issues with some of the platforms. But it's a cool station. It's a good area to connect up with, connect the cross country route with the Cotswold line.
I haven't been to it yet. The station yet. Obviously, with this lockdown now, it's severely reduced travelling for everyone, not just me, but for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been saying on this channel for ages about how people who go out spotting shouldn't exactly be doing it right now. Like on stations, at least, shouldn't be doing it because it's not helping.
You can do it as long as you've got no symptoms and you stay 2 meters apart and you're away from the station. Yeah, then you can go anywhere now for daily exercise, and you can stay and train spot if you want to, but just not on stations. And major stations now have crowd control to stop you from being on the platform longer than you should be.
Yeah, so all the London terminals, all like big stations like Glasgow and Edinburgh, Reading, places like that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it's every big station, but certainly the ones in London, they have crowd control measures in place just in case, and one-way systems.
So I've got a question for you then, and just out of curiosity. So, as you said, the crowd control's now in place. Have you had or known that? Have you had or to stop anyone, or had to say to anyone to get off the platform if they're staying on there longer?
I haven't, because that's not my job.
Well, no, I know that, but I mean, have you? Like Charing Cross or anywhere like that, have you seen them be told to move off the platform?
It's been pretty quiet. It's been pretty quiet, to be honest. People are listening. People are still working from home. It has got slightly busier in the last couple of weeks since the lockdown was eased, but it's still really quiet compared to a normal day. So people are still listening. People are still listening, which is good in a way. At the moment, we don't want to see people. We don't want to see people. When we see people, that's a bad sign. So at the moment, we don't want to see people because we know that then people are listening. So the less people we see, the more people we know are listening to the government guidelines. So
yeah, exactly. I reckon it's going to go. It might get busier for you over like when it comes to like. I'm going to switch cab light on a minute. It doesn't make a difference. It'll get busier over the period of next week, I imagine, because of the changes on the 1st of June, and then eventually about a couple of weeks later when they say about non-essential retail and things.
And yeah, I was just about to say that now the non-essential retailers might be allowed to open again. People might come out and go to Oxford Street for the day or something. How's that going to affect with the train travel? Because at the moment they're saying you can travel to places, but you can't travel by train or public transport. Will that still be in place when he eases non-essential shops to open again? Because people, if they go to London, they're not going to drive there. They will go by train. So would it encourage more people to travel by train? All it is a case of wait and see. We was prepared for this when this non-essential workers could go back to work just now. So like the builders and that. We thought we were going to have a lot more people than we have had. So
fair enough.
As I said, it's quiet, very quiet, but busy. A busy quiet.
Indeed. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, we just arrived into Chatham as well. We've just arrived, only just around the corner from Rochester, and we did pass through the old Rochester as we went along as well.
So, yeah, the two platforms in between two tunnels station. You have the historic dockyard in Chatham, which is quite away from the station, but there is the historic dockyard. But apart from that, it's there. Shopping centre, Wetherspoons next to the station. If you like Wetherspoons, there's a Wetherspoons.
Good old Wetherspoons. Lovely.
Wetherspoons at Chatham, about 4 minutes walk away. So those who like to get their spoons in, there's quite a few spoons in Medway. You've got one
Indeed.
at Rochester, there's one at Chatham, there is one at Rainham, a new one just opened at the Station Inn or something it's called in Rainham.
Okay.
So that's just opened, but now it's supposed to be open about 5 months.
Okay.
6 months.
Yeah, that's cool. We have just departed Chatham, and the next and final station on this route today will be Gillingham.
So we're going to cross over the up line soon and go into platform 1, which is the platform that's normally used for terminating trains. It's a through platform, you can get at the other end, but it's normally used for terminating trains. So
Yeah.
just before the station, we're going to cross over the up line, platform 1.
That'd be cool.
And as I was saying to KB earlier, the London end of platform 1 at Gillingham, for many of years, a phone was dropped on the track, and when a phone fell, it fell between the live rail and the ballast, the track. So it was unsafe to get. You couldn't get it because even though the electrics turned off, there could still be some electric hovering around. So for years and years and years, there was this old Nokia phone at the London end of platform 1. I don't know if it's still there. So next time you go to Gillingham, anyone, you can have a look, see if there's that old Nokia phone still there. See if it's been recovered after all these years. Obviously not at the moment.
No.
Travel.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Travelling now, I'll make it very clear. Once the lockdown is over and you are allowed to travel, you can go through Gillingham, have a look at platform 1, the London end, and you might see a phone between the live rail and the ballast.
I wonder what phone it is. It's a more interesting thing.
And Nokia, I think it was, one of those old Nokia brick phones.
Oh, wow.
You know, the ones that you could not break.
Yeah, I know the ones. I used to have one. I think it was my first phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. You could throw it. You could throw it from a 20-story building. It still wouldn't break.
Indeed, it was very good. Right, so we're now approaching Gillingham. Just whilst we're approaching, I'm going to leave you guys now the opportunity to pick episode 40 of Trains and Journeys. Episode 39 would have been picked at this point. So episode 40, if you want to leave your suggestions for a route to do for train sim and a service and the train, please leave it in the comments now. And I will take it into account and pick which one pops up first, or pick which one, if it's not one I can do, then I'll pick the next best one. But yes, whichever suggestion you pick will feature as episode 40. This obviously is episode 38. 38. So 39 is coming up. At this point, I actually don't know what it is, because I actually filmed 38 before I filmed 37. So, but I only did it 38 now because Dan's available to do it. So I thought it would be right to do it now and get it over with, so it doesn't play on our minds later. So, but yes, here we are. We've now arrived into Gillingham. I'm going to move up a little bit, actually. Here we go. Here we are. We've made it to Gillingham.
Just ahead of Gillingham is the depot, Gillingham Depot. That's just outside.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm trying to look for it on there.
Down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the down. You go a bit more down and you'll see it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll have to look out for that when we get to go out again. Well, that's London Victoria to Gillingham done. For episode 38 of Train Sim. I'd like to thank, first of all, Adam, Cornish Train Spotter, for making the suggestion to drive this service. My first time driving the 465 and 466, and it went faultless, and that's a rarity for me. So, yeah, it's been brilliant. So, Dan, you've been a pleasure to talk to on this video. Thank you for coming on to the video to be the guest. If we ever do another Southeastern one, I shall let you know. Or if you do one that I know you might know a bit about, I'll let you know about it. You're more than welcome to come back on again if you want. So
Yeah, no problems.
anyway,
Thank
for
you.
now, if you have liked what you've seen, then do like and subscribe. Do leave any comments, because I will get back to them as when I can. And any recommendations are welcome, so do leave those in the comments as well. Dan does, before everyone asks me, Dan doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's one of our friends who we know on Facebook and now Discord as well.
I do have a
So
YouTube channel, I just don't use it.
yeah, so you could comment on it. So I hope that
I do
if
have a
Dan's
YouTube channel, I just
available at
don't
the
use it.
time, hopefully if Dan you're available when the video goes out, you'll pop up and say hello, and I'm sure everyone else will be there as well. So yeah, thanks for joining, and also thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.